Hare Krishna and welcome to this video, which will be a commentary video on the flashcard set 1A part 1. And the focus here is to deal with new verbs, present indicative, which have been presented in Deshpande's book, the Sanskrit primer book. And the objective here for this particular flashcard set is to translate each Sanskrit verb into an English clause. And as usual, this commentary video is simply a preparation style video for the other video, which is the practice video. So they always go in pairs. So in this commentary video, we will deal with 12 flashcards, and number 1 is this one here, bodhati. And in transliteration, we have bodhati. And that means in English, he knows. And we can note here that the parentheses here, they, as usual, they highlight the fact that we have an implicit subject in the Sanskrit verb. So bodhati means, in this case, he knows. But of course, one could argue that bodhati doesn't simply point to he knows. It could also mean it knows or she knows. And that's perfectly true that also. But what we're doing here is to use he, the masculine pronoun, as form the English representation here of this. So we can say that this is the default state. So whenever we see a Sanskrit verb in third person singular, we will automatically translate it with a masculine form, he knows. So the parentheses here, then down here in the English, tells us immediately that this translation is a result of a translation of a verb, of a Sanskrit verb. Because if we were having a Sanskrit pronoun up here on this card, we would have no parentheses down here in the English translation. So that's how we see it. That's how we decipher the English translations when we want to retranslate them back to Sanskrit. So this is a general thing. And we will see this many times over already in this flashcard stack. All right, let's move on to the next card. Jayāmi. Jayāmi. And this is I conquer. And once again here we see that we have, in the English translation, we have a set of parentheses here, and they indicate that the I is coming from inside of the Sanskrit verb here up here. All right, so I conquer, jayāmi. Nayasi. Nayasi. And here we note that in the Sanskrit we have number 1 here. And this number one in the Sanskrit, next to a Sanskrit verb, indicates that we have different possible translations to choose from. So we could, for instance, translate nayasi as take, and in this case it would be you take, because it's nayasi. But now we have a number one here, and that rules out the take translation. So instead of take, the number one here indicates that we must use a translation like to lead. So we want lead as the translation. So nayasi 1 stands for you lead. So we see this in down here, so you lead. Tiṣṭhathaḥ. Tiṣṭhathaḥ. And that is you to stand. Tiṣṭhathaḥ. You to stand. And we note here that, I can show this in the transliteration here is simple, that we note that we have a th sound, this t down here in the Sanskrit, which is retroflex because of this sign here, while this th here is not retroflex. So we have to distinguish these signs here. Okay. Tiṣṭhathaḥ. You to stand. Khādati. Khādati. He eats. Pibatha. 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 You all drink. Vasanti. Vasanti. They dwell. They dwell. Paśyāmaḥ. Paśyāmaḥ. We see. We see. Paśyāmaḥ. Bhavasi. Bhavasi. And we note here that we have a number one here. So that indicates that this verb has several possible translations, and number one possibility is as simple is, or to be, like that. So bhavasi, that's second person singular, so we have to translate it as you are. Smarāmi. Smarāmi. I remember. I remember. Smarāmi. Sīdataḥ. Sīdataḥ. They two sit. Sīdataḥ. They two sit. Gacchāvaḥ. Gacchāvaḥ. We two go. Gacchāvaḥ, we too go. Thank you very much for watching, and Hare Krishna, Hare Rama.